Good afternoon, students. This video is meant to deal with your assignment 1. What is important is that you must remember that you are creating a blog for an existing non-profit organization, not a fictitious organization. You are not meant to create a fictitious organization by just simply making up an organization for the purpose of actually passing this module. You will be penalized. You will get a 0 if you decide to do that. What is important is that you must have the experience of working with a non-profit organization so that you get the skills that are necessary in order to be able to work in that environment after you finish your studies. So they will share, the contact person of the organization will share details with you regarding how to create certain content, and you will learn in that process from someone who is working in the field. So that is why I'm saying it should be an existing organization. They should feed you the information. They should do things in collaboration with you, and you should be able to ask them questions regarding certain things that are actually done at the non-profit organization. We usually encourage students to use small organizations because in most cases such organizations do not have a certain communication platforms such as social media, YouTube channels, various even a website. So in your creation of the blog, it will be their first vision or their first sight of what is possible with regard to them having content that is out there that has the potential to actually showcase what they are doing and actually attract sponsors and donors and other stakeholders to their cause. So critical, we do encourage students to use small NPOs, i.e., your local church, your local creche, a local charity organization such as maybe a feeding scheme, a soup kitchen. So that is important that you remember. Again, I'm going back to saying if you are using big organizations, we ask for you to use alternative names. In this case, the term pseudonym is the appropriate one to use, whereby excuse me, a big organization has content that is out there in terms of its digital footprint. And if you are going to use their big name, what will happen is that potential donors or potential visitors to their content will actually at some point be exposed to your content, and then they can feel in most cases that there's a conflict of interest, or in most cases they can feel that you're actually threatening their own content, and in fact contradicting some of what content they've put out there. And in some instances, there might be fears with regard to what you might be communicating with your blog. In that case, we recommend that you use a pseudonym. So what will happen is that in your assignment, you will write clearly in the first page or second, after the declaration, you will state that for the purpose of this module, I have created this particular pseudonym. Maybe all for us will in this case represents the organization Gift of the Givers. I couldn't use Gift of the Givers as the name because of the fear of actually conflicting with the content that they have out there because they're a big organization. And then you tell you, so by that already you've told us that you're working with a Gift of the Givers, but for the purpose of creating sites so that there isn't a contradiction in terms of platforms for their own stakeholders, you have created a pseudonym for the purposes of doing work for this module. But remember, even with this, you will have to inform the big organization, the person that you are going to communicate with, to say, I'm going to use a pseudonym in order to protect you, so that you feel at ease with actually assisting me as a student who's trying to understand digital public relations and how to create digital content. This is for assignment 1. The vision and mission must be on the blog. The vision and mission will be taken from the peak organization, but again, coming back, the pseudonym will be used. So it can be the same as the one of the peak organization, and then you just put or you can even paraphrase it if your contact person recommends that. Then you go and provide the address. Of course, the address will be of the peak organization, and then you go on to use write up your successful stories. For this particular action, you can use a Word document to write the press release and then actually convert it to a PDF and then be able to upload it on your blog. And then last but not least, so what is important is that the content must be on the blog. The content must remain on the blog. We do not mark a handwritten assignment. This is not a module whereby you write assignments, but this is the module where you create content on digital platforms. So what should be in your first assignment? A declaration, a cover page, a declaration page, and then you just put the blog link, only the blog link. For example, to say www.wixsite.com/Mpumelelo Foundation, and I will just click on the blog link in order to create your assignment. I should be able to find the vision and mission on the blog. I should be able to find the contact details, the address, and the telephone number. And in some instances, because technology is advanced, there should be maybe a map attached to that, which actually on Google Maps, which actually shows the exact location of your NPO. And then, of course, there should be that press release should be there within your blog. Thank you. And so what I'm emphasizing is that there should be content on the blog, not on the written assignment or the PDF, just the blog link. And then remember, you are meant to create social media handles. These you find in websites of big organizations where you click on the Facebook icon and then it takes you to the Facebook page. This should be this is what should also be done within your blog. So you have to attach have 4 social media handles within your blog. The first one is a Facebook handle, the second one is a Twitter handle, the third one is the Instagram handle, the fourth one is the YouTube handle, which means you are going to create sites, social media sites for your NPO on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and YouTube. And for the first assignment, I should just click on your Facebook handle and it should take me to your Facebook page. Remember, what is key, what we highlight there is that for the purposes of the first assignment, there is no need for the actual social media pages to have content. But for the examination, they should have content. The term we use there is that they should be populated in the portfolio. But for the purposes of the first assignment, they do not have to be populated with content as yet. Thank you very much. Bye.